guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wayne Game, and it's something to on sort of the Gaming Dragon today. I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Khemia. So y'all, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. He reaches out to me and I grab at his paw like it's a small flotation device in a vast sea. Don't bother trying to swim, little wolf. Your parents have left you to drown forever. A voice I've only heard in my dreams whispers directly into my ear. It's a real voice, not one that comes from my head or imagination. It's a rustling of dead leaves, rattling out of the throat of something ancient and evil. I yelp and lurch backward, and suddenly feel the sensation of falling. I must have died. That is the only explanation for this. I am dead, and this is forever. The parents must be evil, if this is what they planned. Shit! Brunus's big, hearty voice cries out, and I am at least comforted by the fact that he is here with me. His exclamation is paired with a jolt of pain that shoots from my head down to my neck. I lay on the forest path, having fallen from the branches above. I prepared to jump down and surprise my mother. Instead, I had fallen and landed on my back. It was the worst pain I've ever experienced. But through that pain, I watched Mother rush to my aid. She held me as I wailed, stroking my head. Ma! Suddenly, I'm back in this hellish metal room. Right now, all I want is to be back home. Shit! Send it right fucking now, I want to be home. I want to be young and free from the prison my mind has become since the riots. I want to be a pup being held by my mother, knowing that someone is there to help me whenever I fall. And now I'm trapped, completely out of my element. There's no one to help me. I just curl up and sob, submitting myself to whatever this is, whatever existence has become. I don't fight the feeling of rough paws around me, picking me up and sitting me down on something soft. I look and see that I'm sitting on the bed with the big Wolverine in front of me. Hey, don't worry, kid, this'll help. But lift up your tongue for me so I don't have to, please. Simply tired at this point, I do as I'm told, feeling something light and dry being set under my tongue. Okay, now you can close it, and, just let it sit there. Once again, I do as I'm told. The initial rush of disorientation is faded, and I feel that I am attached back to reality, albeit with a delicate thread. The tightness in my chest eases, and the feelings of grief and dread lessen. My breathing evens out as a warm glow replaces the emptiness in my chest. Alright, you're good now, right? I listen to that deep, hypnotic voice, writing the smooth, melodic tones that I never noticed before. His expression is so full of guilt and worry that I feel as if I should be the one helping him. My thoughts are still scattered in every direction, though, so I find it difficult to respond. Come on, Skip, you're scaring the shit out of me right now! Something heavy pats my cheek that shakes my shoulder. I'm gonna get Nephro so he can, help you out, okay? But I need to leave for just a bit to find him, alright? Alright, be right back. Just stay there like that. It's like, tea time. Oh, yeah. That's the spot. I simply watch as the Wolverine backs away from me, his paws outstretched as if holding my figure together with his paws. Like I'm a delicate vase about to tip over. Again, his demeanor makes me feel as if he is the one that should be taken care of, but the sedative leaves me content with simply watching. Then I see him run for probably the first time ever before he disappears out the doorway, the heavy thuds of his footsteps fading away into the distance. With Brunus gone, I focus on the sounds around me, appreciating their complexities, likely resulting from even more complex Khemian machinery. I know that what just happened was a horrible, even traumatic event, but right now I don't want to think of it. For the first time in a long while, I feel calm and clear-headed, even under the effects of pap. I know it is artificial. It's such a relief that I only want to relish it. I even smirk a bit at the situation I'm in right now, at the ridiculousness of it all. I need to talk to someone. I need to talk to Nephru. First, I would like to ask why the hell he became so angry with me. A childish part of me would even like to blame him for the state I've found myself in. As I wait for Nephru, whose presence I long for, even if I'd rather him not see me like this, a new sound joins the cacophony of ship noises. Well, maybe not a noise from the ship. It seems out of the ordinary, especially compared to the other sounds, so I focus on it. I realize that it's coming from behind me, from the wall my bed is pushed up against. It's odd, almost like it's separate from everything else I'm hearing, in a way that is similar to Could it be a type of interference picked up on my lingua? I wouldn't be surprised considering the Khemians use it to broadcast their AI. I feel I should bring this up with Amicus, that we should first give consent before our linguas are accessed. Choice. A whisper of leaves. I'm unsure if what I just heard was real or not. so I crawl on my bed to the wall and press my ear against it, closing my eyes. The parents throw all to the sea without notice. What? I whisper back, fascinated and slightly apprehensive. Does Pap make one hear voices? I hope so, because the alternative is frightening. And now you tread water, putting off the inevitable. I grip the wall tightly, feeling a prick of fear through the warmth of sedation. How long do you think you will last? Suddenly imagery comes to my mind in a way that is most unnatural. I see myself in profile, pressing against the wall, while beyond I see the shape of something dark and emaciated. It mirrors my position, its face to the wall as it whispers right into my ear. You are drowning, Skip. That icy fear climbs up my chest, up my neck, and I start to feel as if I can't breathe. Everyone drowns in the end. And in the end is forever. Skip? I open my eyes, still kneeling on the bed, ear pressed to the wall. Nefru's expression is one that confirms exactly what I feared. Right now. Tea time? I do not belong in this mission. That is what the very awkward silence in the air means to me. I don't move, though I know I should at least pretend that I'm not listening to voices in the wall right now. Bruna stands in the door, looking over Nefru's shoulder, his expression even more dismayed than it was the last I'd seen it. Skip! Nefru repeats my name, approaching me cautiously in the same way that Brunus had left me, as if I might break if I moved too suddenly. I stare a moment longer, and clear my throat and pull away from the wall as casually as I am able to. Nonchalance is a difficult thing to pull off in this moment, especially when I realize that my robes are riding up to nearly my hips from my unorganized clambering onto the bed. The two don't seem to mind, however, as I smooth them back down over my thighs and carefully sit on the edge of the bed, and clear my throat carefully. Yes? Still, my voice is cracked and broken like I've just entered adolescence, and I swallow back some embarrassment. Are you all right? I try to find enough saliva in my mouth to respond in a less broken way, but as I do, Nefru whirls on Brunus. I left him for literally 10 minutes. How did you manage to leave him in such a state in so little time? What? I jump, even though he's yelling at Brunus, mostly because everything still sounds oddly resonant. I try to cover this up by standing in one smooth motion. Unfortunately, my coordination seems rather miserable now, and I stumble forward slightly. At this moment, Nefru catches me, carefully pressing me back onto the bed. I am well, just slightly dizzy from the anti-medic that gave me. I'm rather pleased with how well I am putting words together despite my disoriented mindset. Yes, I'm sure that is the only problem. Nefru glares at Brunus. Oh, come on! Ooh, excuse me. See, he's looking better by the minute. You're good now, ain't you, Skip? Yes, I'm in a state that is good. What, were you hearing something in the ship? Are the sounds worrying you? Nefru gestures at the wall. Oh, yes! Nefru reminds me of what was just bothering me. Who's in the room next to us? I heard a voice. Wait a moment. No, I was definitely not supposed to say that. My mind is not working, especially the part that concerns memory. Now the sedative is powerful, I still feel anxiety prick at the surface. There ain't a room next to us. Brunus, what the hell did you give him? Whoa, just the pop. And I guess one of those chill pills to calm him down a bit. You guess? What did you give Skip? Use the room speakers, please. I feel the fur on my neck bristles the sound of smooth, sapient-like voice drifts down gently from the ceiling. Scipio, do you wish to reveal your medication history to Nefru and Brunus? I stare at Nefru's chest in front of me for a moment, trying to keep my expression normal. Yes. Very well. Scipio was administered 1 anti-nausea wafer, 25 milligrams, and 1 anti-anxiety wafer, 10 milligrams, both within the last hour. He also inhaled approximately 1.75 milligrams of the psychoactive compound Anla via vaporized papiway. I get lost in Alm's rather beautiful voice, but he must be saying things that Nefru doesn't like because he keeps giving Brunus very cross looks. So, tea time? Oh, that's some good tea. Are there any interactions among those medications? It's a beautiful voice for The anti-medic and anti-anxiety drugs can potentiate sedation when used in combination. Anything that can cause one to hear voices? There's a long pause, and for some reason it's only now that I'm understanding how terrible this actually is. I think I'm losing my mental abilities, which is exactly what I feared. Psychosis is a rare side effect of papiway consumption, of which auditory hallucinations can result. I see. Nefru glares at Brunus again. Do note that this side effect normally occurs at higher doses. According to the medical literature, no psychotic symptoms have ever been observed in doses below 10 milligrams. See? He barely took a puff. I've never seen anyone lose it like that, even when they take too much. I frown, not necessarily liking the way I'm being talked about, especially with me sitting right here. But what about in combination with other drugs? He seems barely able to stay awake. He's so sedated. Most people wouldn't even feel a thing from just one. Yes, but he's a wolf. He's never experienced mind-altering drugs, and I doubt there is much in the medical literature about wolf intolerance to papaway. If that's all it takes to get him high, then why hasn't he ever freaked out after just sitting next to me? I mean, has he ever really sat near you? If you did not know, Pap smells terrible. He likely moved away the moment you got close. They go back and forth, and I close my eyes, beginning to imagine their voices in a sparring match. It reminds me of the one time Nefru managed to convince the Wolverine to spar. Despite his build and size, Brunus isn't much of a fighter. The match barely lasted more than a minute before Brunus was on his knees and retching so loud he sounded like a giant squawking bird. I laugh loudly. The voice goes quiet again. I open my eyes and look back at them. At this moment, I decide that I'm tired of being gawked at, so I clear my throat again. Did you know that it's rather rude to talk about someone who's in the same room in a way that suggests that they are not? They continue to look surprised until Nefru seems to break out of the trance. Yes, sorry about that, Skip. You know that Brunus and I often get into it. Well, discuss something that does not have to do with me then. I'm very tired, so I'm going to go lay down now. Huh, I see. Are you sure? I'm fine. It's best not to worry about me. I half expect Nefru to become angry again, but he doesn't. I feel a semblance of guilt under the drug haze, but I earnestly just want to lay down. So that's what I do. The vague guilt morphing into some smug satisfaction at seeing the two of them left to awkwardly stand about. It's nice to not be the one who is feeling off kilter. I think that they've left, but their voices mumble back and forth for a while, and then it goes quiet. And then I fall asleep. Second, no, it is in fact tea. No, tea is done. Water time. Alright, now the water's gone too. Sad day, USA. Anyway. I have extremely vivid dreams. First of my childhood. I began attending an elite school when I was 13. I was very sad to leave my mother and my friends in the coastal town that I was born in. Still, I was told it was necessary, that my mind was gifted and was destined for greatness. In the end, I found out that while this was true for most of my classmates, it was clear that I had been admitted for other reasons. The first day, the instructor called on me to solve a problem using math that I had never even heard of in my homeschooling. He framed the problem within a scenario that involved rich families and the young living on estates. The solution to the scenario was the amount of money required to bribe a local official who would then secure a spot in an elite school for one of these rich pups, thus making his point. I was there because my family had connections, and more importantly, because they had money. Money that was being wasted on a stupid average-brained pup that could only answer questions with, I don't know, while trembling in fear. Then, during mealtime, my mane was pulled and I experienced my first physical fights. Wasn't it with me curled on the floor, covering my face. The experience was humiliating, traumatizing even. But as I sobbed quietly in my dorm room alone, wondering how I could possibly survive another day, I became angry. I knew very little about my father at the time, but I did know that he was a figure to be proud of, professor of rhetoric, the proudest of woven disciplines, one that no sibling could match, not even the Khemians. So I knew that I had every reason to be proud of my family name, and I had every right to be in that school. Alright, y'all, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. And thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. We hope you enjoy your new icon anyway. If y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!